Mothers in the wild sometimes amaze us. Intelligent, courageous. They do everything for their cubs, for the pride, for their legacy. What is this lioness doing when she knows enemies have arrived to claim her territory and kill her cubs? Who are these enemies? From astonishing feats to sacrifices that leave me in awe. This is the legendary story of a lioness ready to die for her cubs. The mother lion, Emma. Emma was born into the Huna Pride, located in southeastern Zimbabwe. It's currently January, and the rains are sweeping away the hardships of the drought season. The Huna Pride rules over one of the best territories in a protected area of Zimbabwe, known as the Malilongwe Game Reserve. Spanning 100,000 acres. Malilongwe preserves the untamed wilderness of nature, allowing the Huna Pride to thrive for generations. However, it also attracts many male lions seeking to invade this territory. Ethan is the sole dominant male of the Huna Pride. At 11 years old, he has triumphed over countless invading lions. His family includes 5 lionesses and 11 cubs of various ages. Emma, who has 2 cubs of her own, is the most skilled hunter among the 5 lionesses. She also has a younger sister who cares for 3 cubs of the same age as Emma's. For millions of years, nature has shaped the lion's way of life. Lionesses hunt to feed the entire family, while the males defend their territory. This division of duties serves a single, ultimate purpose: to protect their cubs until they reach 2 years old, the age at which they can become independent of their parents. The family is uneasy. Why? They hear the distant roar of lions. Panic sets in. Emma moves to a higher spot to get a better view. Where is this sound coming from? And which direction is it coming from? Intruders have caught the scent of the hunting lionesses. These 2 male lions are only 3 years old. They are searching for a territory where they can reign completely. Sensing the threat, Ethan patrols his domain, leaving his marks to warn the intruders that this territory is claimed. The wild at night is even busier than during the day. A leopard's vision is comparable to, or slightly better than that of humans during the day. But at night, their vision is 8 times stronger. Coupled with their incredible ability to blend into the shadows, they become almost invisible hunters. Sometimes, impatience can destroy everything you've worked hard to build. When the lions sense an intruder, their first move is to show their strength and numbers to warn the enemy. The two young lions retaliate wildly, causing some of Ethan's cubs to become anxious and scared. This strategy of Emma's family might work temporarily. Last night's event confirmed. There are two intruders at the edge of the territory. Emma won't risk hunting far away. An adult buffalo is 5 times bigger than a lioness. They often injure the hunter with their sharp horns. Buffalo are very united. If one is caught by a lion, the whole herd will fight back. The success rate for lions hunting buffalo is higher at night, as their vision is much better than their prey's. From August to October, the river begins to dry up. Only certain sections of the river still provide water for the animals to drink, particularly places with underground springs or flowing streams. These swamps are essential stops for the creatures, with water and fish hidden in the mud. This year, over 1,000 buffalo gathered near this location to endure the dry season. The herd is funneling into the valley, which is surrounded by steep slopes. It's easier to enter than to escape. This creates a dangerous situation when prey fights back. Lions know the terrain here better than any other animal. Hidden in positions out of sight, they track the buffalo herd, observing each individual's behavior. These lions can identify the buffalo that are sick and the easiest to hunt. But nature always provides natural alarms. The baboons in the high trees can observe everything below. They draw attention to the buffalo herd, and the alarm bell rings, signaling that danger is approaching. The buffalo understand and know what they must do. It becomes a race for survival. The challenge will leave at least one buffalo unable to escape. Amidst life and death, the buffalo panic and forget their unity. A mother buffalo is the only hope for her calf. This is nature's law. But without buffalo, there would be no lions. If for Emma's family, tonight they will begin their hunt. But the anxiety no longer comes from the hunt itself, but from the two intruders. They could unexpectedly arrive and steal the hard-earned kill of the entire pride. experience, Emma's hunting team has already cornered a buffalo. With its sharp horns, the prey is a dangerous one. Emma tries to calm the buffalo from behind. This is when the true enemy appears. The two intruding lions officially claim their dominance over the territory. All of Emma's sisters have fled, and she is the only lioness left in the hunt. Regretfully, Emma abandons the fight. A big boss isn't always the best at every task. These two male lions don't know how to hunt buffalo. They struggle throughout the night, unable to overpower the weakened prey that Emma had already exhausted earlier. This shows that buffalo are not easy prey. They are strong, resilient, and more formidable than we might think when lionesses successfully hunt. Young animals born in the wild often struggle to survive. They are weak and lack the abilities to fend off threats. Their survival depends entirely on their guardian, their mother. A baby elephant only a few months old becomes an attractive target for a lion pride. The challenge lies in waiting for a mistake, like a slip or a fall. And there it is. But the mother elephant is ready to die for her calf. She uses her enormous size and loud trumpeting to scare off the lions. Those African elephants are the size of a house. The lions merely look like cats to them. The calf was smart enough to stay close to its mother, even as she charged at the lions repeatedly. A mother's protection is unparalleled. No one can replace her role. So for the two young lions, they officially declared war on the Huna pride by stealing Emma's prey. Territory defense falls under Ethan's responsibility, but so far, he has taken no action. If the two invaders catch the cubs, they will kill them. This compels Emma to make a bold decision. A lioness never leaves her pride, but Emma is no ordinary lioness. Everything happens for a reason. She decides to leave, taking her two cubs with her. The other subadult lions feel uncertain, but recognize Emma as the strongest lioness and the leader of their successful hunts. They trust her and gradually follow. Her sister's 3 cubs also join. Along with 3 other males, there are now 8 young lions following Emma, turning her departure into a migration. The hunting skills of the 8 cubs are still dormant, placing an enormous burden on Emma. But she must act to save her cubs. By taking Ethan's cubs, Emma reduces his strength by half. He now has only 3 heirs and 4 lionesses left. The invaders have reached the border of the territory. The old king is cornered and must fight to defend his land and his authority. At 11 years old, Ethan is forced to face much younger lions. A significant challenge for him. This is a matter of honor for a ruler. Territory is only governed by the strongest. The affectionate embraces and playful slaps from his opponent reveal how much Ethan has aged. He is no longer the invincible warrior he once was. Ultimately, Ethan cannot withstand the younger lions and is forced to retreat. The life of a male lion is tragic. Reaching the age of 2 is a remarkable feat, but it's followed by endless battles for territory and mates. When they can no longer fight, they face a lonely death. After a day had passed, Emma and the 8 cubs were miles away from the center of their territory. They hadn't eaten for days. Fatigue and discouragement were weighing on the once carefree young lions. The journey seemed endless, and some of them no longer wanted to continue, preferring instead to play. Feeling temporarily safe, Emma decided to let the cubs rest on a rocky outcrop, guarded by nature's alarm bells. The baboons. However, the real challenges were just beginning. The 8 cubs had never hunted before, and hadn't even seen the lionesses hunt. This was the first lesson for parents who had overly pampered their young. Emma had never hunted alone. She usually hunted with her sister, Ella. But with 9 hungry mouths to feed, what was the solution? She needed the cubs to mature. Buffaloes have very poor night vision, making it the perfect time for Emma to blend into the darkness and stalk her target. At the slightest lapse in the herd's vigilance, a calf was immediately isolated. This was the young lion's first hunt. They didn't even know how to kill a calf. When the dust settled, the calf was still alive. Was this a miracle? The 8 cubs needed knowledge, experience, and practice to survive in this hostile land. knew that. For now, they had failed. Lion cubs typically don't meet their father until they're at least 2 months old. In this case, it was 6 months because the father had been on a long patrol. During this time, their mother and aunt had to feed these hungry mouths and protect them from many enemies like hyenas, leopards, and even other male lions. His return was good news for the pride, as they now had a strong leader to protect them. The cubs didn't even realize that today was a significant day. They were meeting their father for the first time. For the lioness, this reunion marked a milestone in restoring pride. Together, they would raise the cubs until they were 2 years old. The cubs were fascinated by their large father. They were intrigued by his tail, which seemed like a moving toy. His reprimands were gentle. Although they had just met, it seemed the father was already weary of these mischievous youngsters.
Things are looking up for this family of Africa's most powerful predators.
Let me tell you a tragic story about a lioness who tried to rescue her cubs from 2 young male lions determined to kill them. Currently, it is morning at the Malilangwe Game Reserve and thick fog blankets the area. An event has recently taken place here. 2 young male lions have taken over this territory from the aging lion, Ethan. They wiped out the bloodline of the former king, a tragic end for 3 lion cubs who decided to stay with the Onduna pride. What about the lionesses? They are now forced to submit to these 2 young males who have become the new rulers of the Onduna pride. Soon they will bear their first litters for the new kings. Emma's risky but wise decision to leave with the cubs has temporarily saved 8 young ones. However, providing food for the entire group alone is a daunting task. Emma is the best hunter of the Onduna pride, but hunting solo comes with only a 17% success rate. And sometimes the cost is greater than mere failure. Determined, Emma tries once more. This time, she is more focused than ever. success. Now she must ensure it isn't stolen by hyenas. Baboons can sound alarms audible up to 1,800 miles away, which helps ensure the safety of Emma's cubs. At least for now. 8 cubs wait for their mother's return as she drags the prey back across miles of terrain. It's a small meal, but in times of hunger, its value cannot be overstated. Emma has worked hard for this meal, but she knows this solution can't last much longer. Africa also has its tender moments of family gatherings. Today marks an important milestone for the lion cubs as they take a major step in their lives. 6 weeks ago, these cubs were born. About 7 days later, they opened their eyes for the first time, seeing the most wonderful creature in their lives, their mother. Two weeks later, they began crawling and learning to walk. Now, at 6 weeks old, their mother has introduced them to the rest of their extended family. This reunion is a critical milestone in their development. The most special moment, however, is meeting their father. Like human fathers, he can be rough and more likely to scold them than their mother. But he would be willing to die to protect his cubs. In the south, 2 young lions have been accepted by the lionesses of the Huna pride. Now they have time to expand their newly claimed territory. By chance, they come across the scent of a lone female and her cubs, outsiders, not part of the Huna pride. This discovery makes them realize they've missed something important. A warning is raised. While patrolling, Emma also detects the scent of the male lions. Without delay, they must leave immediately. The dry season is approaching and animals are moving toward water sources. Emma and her 8 cubs follow the trail to a place she has never seen before. The cubs are growing quickly, but they are not ready to be independent. They still need more time to learn from Emma. Most animals have venom, barbs, or teeth to protect themselves. Giraffes, on the other hand, have necks. In giraffe battles, 54% to 75% of fights are over mates. Here we see a pair of giraffes, a male and a female, interrupted by a younger male giraffe boldly attempting to steal the female. This intrusion sparks a fight for mating rights between the older giraffe and the younger one. With necks up to 8 feet long, usually used for reaching treetop leaves, the battle takes a different turn. The older giraffe targets the younger one's legs, while the younger giraffe aims for the thighs. The younger giraffe's strategy causes the elder to stumble. But this opens up an opportunity for a devastating counterattack, a 2,000-pound knockout blow to the abdomen. The impact leaves the younger giraffe on the verge of collapse. As they say, beware of an old man in a profession where men usually die young. The aftermath of the giraffe battle provides a free meal for the 2 young lions. They eat only a small portion before leaving, continuing their pursuit of Emma. Meanwhile, her 8 cubs are starving and unable to hunt. The entire responsibility now falls on Emma. She is forced to pause her journey to find food for the pride. Tonight, her target is zebras. The black and white stripes of zebras too make them harder to detect at night, especially when standing close together. This pattern confuses predators, making it difficult to lock onto a specific target. For Emma, the stripes become a distraction, causing her to overlook a jagged tree branch in her path. The branch inflicts a deep wound. Blood loss and dehydration leave Emma in a dire state. Will she overcome this challenge? She could give up, but what about her cubs? They are both a burden and her only hope to rise again. In the cover of darkness, some predators see better than others. Among them, the great horned owl is a supreme hunter. Its eyes are equipped with numerous light-sensitive cells, enabling it to see in the dark as clearly as in daylight. Even without visual contact, the great horned owl can pinpoint its prey's location. Its ears are unique. One is slightly higher than the other, allowing it to detect sound with a time difference of mere milliseconds. This helps the owl locate even the faintest rustling noise. Its neck can rotate up to 270 degrees, synchronizing its vision and hearing to lock onto its target. Another remarkable feature that makes the great horned owl a superior hunter is its feathers, which absorb 40% of the sound generated by its wings. This silence allows the owl to approach its prey undetected, delivering a fatal strike. For its prey, death is swift and eerily quiet, like an invisible storm. The 8 lion cubs are still waiting for a meal, but their mother no longer has the strength to provide for them. The biggest lions have to make their own decisions. They must act to fight off hunger. Emma's youngest daughter comforts her mother. Hungry, thirsty, and in pain. But the reminder from her cubs keeps her more alert. Something inside her drives her to reach for life. Strength doesn't always come from muscles or intelligence. It can come from a mother's love. A wound can become dangerously infected, so she must clean it. Emma would probably have died if not for the comfort of her cubs. These 2 male lions are very close to Emma's pride. The scent is still fresh, and they are eager. Everything is turning against an injured lioness and 8 lion cubs with no survival experience. After a while, the cubs realize their mother can't fill their empty bellies. First, 5 of the cubs leave, then one by one, they say goodbye to Emma and wander off. The lioness knows there are 2 lions outside and calls them back. She is powerless, as staying doesn't solve their hunger. They wander through the pitch-black, quiet field. Suddenly, they hear a buffalo hunt not far away. They can't resist the smell of fresh blood and move toward danger. It's like a stroke of luck for the cubs. The prize belongs to Emma's younger sister, Ella. Ella has found 3 of her lost cubs suffering from hunger and thirst. Emma hears the feast. The lioness has to fight through excruciating pain to move. Her willpower prevails. This meal is very important, more than just surviving. It's a family reunion meal. This lion cub is the youngest of 5 siblings. He is thin and lonely while his brothers and sisters are playing happily. These cubs are 6 weeks old. They've just left their safe den to begin a new adventure. Innocent and carefree, these cubs are living a privileged and extremely comfortable life, except for our Cecil. His mother is slowly abandoning him. His siblings and the rest of the family are doing the same. Why is this happening? Cecil's back leg is injured, possibly sprained or broken. He survived a free fall from a high cliff while playing. His mother is angry, so he doesn't get many opportunities to nurse, which makes him weaker. He needs milk to heal his wound. He tries again with his aunt. All refuse Cecil. Why would a family abandon such a fragile cub in need of care? This behavior is often seen in lionesses. When a lioness discovers problems with a cub, she will either abandon or even kill it. Why? In the wild, food and energy are not always sufficient for survival. They must ensure the survival of the strong to increase their chances of survival. Weak cubs are expected to die, and the lioness is prepared to abandon them. Cecil falls far behind, struggling for a long time before finally finding his mother. But the situation worsens as his hind legs become increasingly severe. Cecil makes an effort to walk, but he cannot move in a straight line. He's also severely dehydrated. His fierce will to live helps him stand firmer on his legs. But he is still not welcomed. The strong lionesses are willing to accept that their cub is slowly dying from exhaustion. The worst moment is being rejected by his own family while they are right there. Cecil continues to plead. His family moves on toward the water, not waiting for him. Cecil is left behind. His family is at the water hole, and crocodiles silently wait for an opportunity to attack anyone who comes to drink. The lionesses know the danger of crocodiles. Cecil takes a dangerous path. His cries seem to touch the heart of a true mother. This lioness doesn't want Cecil to live, but she decides to save him for another reason. The wild has no place for the weak, and Cecil has proven to be a pride that deserves recognition. The little lion cub now has a glimmer of hope. Motherly love is growing stronger. For the first time after 5 days of loneliness and hunger, Cecil is finally accepted by his mother to nurse. It's a small but necessary comfort. As soon as his mother realizes that this cub won't give up, she changes her decision. Even animals recognize that perseverance and determination to overcome adversity are qualities you cannot ignore. Please give me comment number 9 if you love lions and animals. After a few days, Emma started to feel better. Now all the responsibility fell on her sister Ella. She would take care of her older sister and the young lion cubs. Lions are the only big cats that live in prides, and lionesses have supported each other across generations. This is why lionesses often live several years longer than male lions. In a short time, Ella passed down her hunting techniques to the young lions. A major advantage was the abundance of prey in the area for practice. After about a month of effort, Ella decided it was time for an important test. This hunt would determine whether the young lions could become independent. Their opponents were these strong and formidable warriors, the buffaloes, which had previously injured many predators. This test was a significant milestone in the lives of the young lions. They skillfully chose their target, a calf small enough for them to complete their test. During moments of competition for food, a new social hierarchy would gradually form. Internal battles for dominance would take place, and one or more lion coalitions would emerge. Lionesses have unique ways of protecting their cubs. These cubs, who had just learned to walk, were now 4 weeks old. Caring for such a large number of young in the wild was no easy feat, but the mother lioness fulfilled her responsibilities admirably. Thanks to the cubs' mobility, the mother lioness had to frequently relocate their hiding spots to avoid predators that could track them through scent or cries. In favorable conditions, a mother lioness can produce between 1 and 2 liters of milk daily. For now, The cubs were content with their mother's milk. Danger, however, roamed the fields, approaching the cubs. The lioness had to intercept a hyena before it caught their scent. The distance was about 18 yards. The immediate threat passed. Alone, the mother could raise her large litter, protecting them fiercely and feeling heartbroken if they didn't survive to reach the age of 2. Months passed, and Emma and her sister Ella raised 8 cubs to maturity. These young lions could now fend for themselves. Male lions, upon reaching this age, often became fixated on the females. To prevent inbreeding, the young males were forced to leave the pride and find their own way. The 2 lionesses had devoted everything to raising and protecting their cubs from predators. Now, the best thing they could do was send them away to build their own legacy. Just when it seemed their journey had ended, disaster struck on this significant day. The 2 male lions they had encountered before now saw the young lions. Emma turned back to confront the enemies. Her plan? She used her charm to distract the males, buying time for the cubs to escape. Time and again, the 2 mothers risked their lives to secure the survival of their cubs. Why would a wild animal go to such lengths? Perhaps nature has designed this instinct for one of the most successful roles, being a mother. For them, sacrifice is their only offering, and their greatest joy is knowing their cubs survive until independence. Emma and Ella eventually returned to the Onduna pride, living alongside their former enemies as though nothing had happened. They accepted the 2 male lions who had once sought to kill their cubs as their new protectors. Such is the way of lion society. Lionesses remain steadfast across generations, while male lions must constantly fight for their own territories. Emma, however, stood out as an extraordinary lioness, a mother who defied all odds to save her cubs. She truly was a remarkable lioness.
Wild knowledge. The struggle of eagle chicks. Mother eagles usually don't interfere when their chicks start fighting. The older, stronger chicks often attack and eliminate the weaker ones right after they hatch. The mother eagle remains indifferent, allowing nature to take its course. This behavior may serve as a way to prepare the chicks for the harsh realities of adulthood, where they must learn to hunt and protect themselves. Playing dead. Strategy in the animal kingdom. Some insects have a unique survival strategy when faced with predators. For example, scientists have observed antlion larvae playing dead for up to 61 minutes. But how does this help? Imagine you're picking fruit from a tree in a garden. At first, it's easy and quick, but as you strip the tree of fruit, it becomes harder and takes longer to find more. At that point, you have to decide whether to keep searching or move to a new tree for a quicker, easier harvest. Predators face a similar choice. They want to catch prey as fast as possible. When an insect plays dead, it wastes the predator's time, encouraging them to move on to another target. In this way, playing dead becomes a highly effective strategy for survival. The survival tactics of bears and pandas. Black bears usually give birth to 2 or 3 cubs at a time. However, if a mother only has 1 cub, she may abandon it, hoping for a larger litter the next year. This could be because raising a single cub isn't worth the effort. In contrast, pandas often give birth to twins, but only care for the stronger one, leaving the weaker cub to fend for itself. This harsh behavior is practical, as bamboo, the panda's main food source, is not nutritious enough to support 2 cubs at once. Tamarin monkeys typically give birth to twins after about 5 months of pregnancy. However, if one of the babies falls from a tree, the mother might ignore it completely. This neglect is more likely to occur if the mother lacks the support of a social group to help care for the young. Development of chicks inside the egg. Depending on the species, baby birds spend anywhere from 10 to 30 days inside their eggs. Although there's no air inside the egg, nature has devised a perfect system to allow them to breathe. As the chick develops, it forms a hollow sac connected to a membrane that surrounds the chick and the yolk. This membrane functions like a lung, linking the outside world with the chick's circulatory system. This ingenious design allows the chick to breathe throughout its development inside the egg. Why giraffes have long necks? Giraffes have incredibly long necks, which can grow up to 6.5 feet in length. At first glance, it seems that evolution provided them with this feature to reach the sweetest leaves at the tops of trees, which other animals can't access. This gives giraffes a competitive advantage, allowing them to enjoy the best bites without competition. However, researchers have discovered that this isn't the only reason for their long necks. Another theory suggests that the neck plays a role in combat between male giraffes. Just as antelopes use their horns and stags use their antlers, giraffes use their thick necks. The thicker the neck, the better their chances of winning a fight. Negligent animal parenting in the wild. If you think your parents were tough, wait until you hear about some of these negligent animals. For example, female horses or mares carry their young for about a year, but that's nothing compared to elephants, who are pregnant for up to 22 months. Interestingly, once a mare is pregnant, she continues to mate with other stallions. This may seem odd, but it serves a purpose. If the stallions believe the newborn foal is theirs, they are less likely to harm it. Cuckoo birds are notorious for abandoning their eggs before they even hatch. They lay their eggs in other birds' nests and leave. The unsuspecting foster parents incubate the eggs without realizing they're not their own. Cuckoo chicks hatch earlier and grow faster, often pushing the smaller native chicks out of the nest. Female sparrows are generally good mothers, but they can be ruthless when it comes to protecting their own offspring. If a female sparrow suspects that her mate has been unfaithful, she may seek out the nests of the other females and destroy their eggs to ensure her own chicks get the attention they need. Cold-hearted parenting in rabbits and reptiles. After giving birth, mother rabbits typically leave the nest, leaving the babies to fend for themselves. The young only see their mother for a few minutes each day during feeding. Experts believe this behavior is meant to confuse predators, but it doesn't guarantee the safety of the baby rabbits. Reptiles are also known for their detached parenting. For instance, the long-tailed skink will eat her own eggs if too many predators gather around. Rather than defend her nest, she chooses to destroy it. Once the threat has passed, she will lay more eggs. Unique eyes in the animal kingdom. Most animals have just 2 eyes, but some species require more. For example, some reptiles, amphibians, and fish have a 3rd eye located on the top of their heads. While this extra eye doesn't improve vision much, it helps them navigate using sunlight and regulate their body temperature. Many invertebrates have more than 2 eyes as well. For instance, most spiders have 8 eyes, which help them spot prey more easily.